guys at home want to know how to draw these naughty owls exactly in this style, stick around because in today's video, I'll be showing you how. Merry Christmas everybody and welcome back to another Sotep tutorial, and for this one today, we are going to be drawing some super naughty owls. You heard me correctly, it's getting very festive over on this channel. So let's just get right into it guys and see what we can create. Shape. Obviously elves are quite friendly, they're quite fun, you know, not anything serious. So if we're going to do like a nice elf today, let's start off with a circle. We're going to start off with a circle in a little while. Like so, a perfect circle. Sometimes it may take you a couple of rounds just to get it just the way you want. Now a center line is going to come across with an angle. Look how it's not straight down, it's coming across, angling through the face. Like so. I'm not going to do these baselines too dark, but if you can see, good. If you can't, maybe just change the contrast. I don't know how, but we'll make it work. Second, we're going to draw another center line coming across like this. The reason we're doing this is it splits the face up and it gives you a great guide of where you want to put your features. If you want to adjust this, you could change your features so the nose is closer, bigger, longer, but that will come later as you start playing with the shapes more and more on your own. So go and experiment and don't be afraid. First thing we're going to do is put the eye in this quadrant. Let's number them. 1, 2, 3, that's a 5, 3, 4. You've got 4 different areas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Section 1, what's going to be in here? Well, there's going to be an eye here on the left side of the face. So we'll just do a circle for now, just placing it. No details at all. And here, no, there's going to be an eye on the other quadrant, mirrored, okay? So let's mirror flip this, and it's gonna be there. And then again, another circle. It's not a circle the same size as this, because this point is closer to the viewer. Here, there's a slight, things will be bigger towards the audience, so it'll be a little bit bigger, whereas here it's more pushed back. So we're just gonna do a smaller circle, like that. I'm super excited for bringing this one for you guys. It's been a while, but I enjoy doing these, and I hope you enjoy following along as we go. So, here with the eyes, let's just draw an eyelid, okay? Depending on how you want the eyelid to be, you can have the eyes big, you can even not even put in an eyelid. But here, I'm actually doing a bottom eyelid, so it looks like he's drinking like something sour, okay? So, here I'm cutting off that circle, so we're gonna lose this bit, but not completely, because we're gonna use this to indicate wrinkle lines underneath the eye. Can you see what's happening now? If we just leave those lines in, it's a cool guide to see where the eye sits. And it looks like the eye is actually sitting within the lid. Like so. So that's a different variation of eye. If you wanted to play around with that, you could. But for this one, we're not going to do that. I only want one eye squinted, so it looks a bit crazy or off hinge, okay? So I'm pretty much going to leave this eye just the way we had it. Maybe with a few lines underneath, like so. So it looks like he's not been sleeping for a couple of days, because these owls be working overtime in that factory, like the slaves they are. Okay guys, so that's just the basic placement of 2 eyes right now. Next we're going to move on to the nose. For the elf, I want to keep quite a button nose. So from here, still in quadrant 2, we're going to hit that center line and then we're going to bring it out like this. Not a triangle, it's like a like a rectangle sideways. You can see what it is, okay, so it's this shape basically, it's this shape. I'm not very good at shapes or math names, so you just have to view and we follow along like that. So once you got this shape in place, this becomes the front of the nose here, okay? Bam, that's the front of the nose. And then it's going to bridge in. Because there's the bone part of the nose, which is actually here. But I'm just showing where the cartilage hits in, there. And here, we're just going to put this triangle. Ding! Okay. Now the one thing that's missing is obviously the nostril. And for that, it's just a small C shape. Like this. This is the basic form, by the way, guys. I'm not doing anything complex for the first elf. We will do a second one, but I just want to show you guys how you can do one easily, understand the foundation and the fundamentals, and from there you can then develop and change however you want to change your elf. Like so. The main thing we're going to concentrate on this elf is to make the face shape very round and playful. From here, we're going to draw a line that connects to this point, and then we're going to shade down lightly. Bam, 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 bam. Take your time. If you're doing this at home, remember guys to pause the video and take your time with it. Don't be rushing. The reason I'm gonna go at this speed is because I'm trying to get all the information in there for you, but you have the video at home, so pause it when you have to, take it back if you need to, enjoy the time to create and the process. For the eyebrows, I'm gonna follow this shape here. So I'm literally gonna follow it but above. So boom, one eyebrow here. It's just those shapes like that. So it comes up and there's a small square just to round it off to give it shape. Maybe I'll draw a few hairs coming loose there. Why not? And then let's put the same for this side here. Remember, it's further back, so it's gonna be a little bit angled off, like that. Pow, looking perfect. I want him looking a little bit worried because obviously it's come to Christmas and the stress these guys must be feeling must be too much, so I think it makes a lot of sense if they are a little bit concerned. So for the concerned face, let's do a mouth. Before then, I'm just gonna put these little stylized cheeks in, these two circles. If you're coloring this, I would do them red, like so. Actually, before the mouth, like I said, I want the face to be kind of round. So here, before I do the mouth, I'm just gonna put a line in just to round off everything, okay? The line's gonna come in, it's gonna hit the line of perspective, which is about here, and then from here, it's gonna shoot back. It's gonna start taking more of an incline back, boom. Try have a little go at that at home. Like so, maybe a bit more back, I would say. Adjust as you go. And I like the roundness. I really wanted to focus on round shapes because I had that in mind, and that's what I'm gonna be building up on today. And for the mouth, we're gonna do something fun here. Make it simple, nothing complex. We're just gonna draw like a hot dog shape, but a bigger hot dog shape this side. And it comes in, and then back this way. Real simple, just something fun. And then back round like that. So it's kind of like this hot dog shape. I want to show his teeth off a bit more, and then yeah, put his teeth in. I think for this, we'll just draw a shape coming from the top. For now, there's no individual teeth in, I'm just putting the shape in as you can see. And then for the bottom, kind of the same. Obviously it's gonna be a bit underneath, he's got big front teeth, he's a goofy elf. And then obviously the tongue, and then you will see the tonsils back here with a small circle. And I'm just put that in shading. You're not going to see too much of that, but it just gives it that depth of field. Looking like something from Wallace and Gromit right now, but I want to do something a bit different, a bit more fun than the usual. And here, because it's putting up the face, we're going to do these wrinkle lines. Like so. And that's going to exaggerate all the way back there. And same goes here. And then you start having the face. A key component of the elf that makes it look really elfish, that's a word, is obviously the ears. So here on this right, we're just gonna draw big ears, like this. So these square-like shapes, one there, and let's throw one off here as well. But with this ear, look how that circle comes up, okay? That's because the neck will actually sit more like this position, not connected. That's a good thing a lot of beginners mistake, is they put the neck connected here. But there's a small gap here. The reason you want this gap with all your illustration work is it's such a cool effect to do this. Watch, it's like magic. If you put the drop shadow in, coming with that shape you put it, when you put that in shadow, it honestly, it just turns it around. Turns, little tricks right here are the things that will elevate your illustration work. That is one tip. Next is the cool drop shadow, is from the nose. So you just draw a triangle underneath the nose. Darken that up. This is another cool trick, and it just adds a whole new three-dimensional element to your character work, especially when you combine that with this on the nose. So anyway, back to the ears is another big shape, and it's connecting back to this point of the neck, not the face. That's another key point, not only with character work, but illustration. So then you've got these two big antenna-like shapes here. You can point off at the end if you wanted to. And then on the inside, we're just gonna do this shape, okay? So it comes up, in, and then whooshing back out. Perfect, guys. This is looking so cool right now. If you're out there painting some Christmas production walls, you take this design, add a few little things of your own in there, and you'll be burning down walls in no time. Okay, second ear, the same sort of vibe. Little point at the end, that comes back into the head. What I'm going to do here, where it's rounded, it's always going to come into the face a little bit, and that will connect perfectly with the eyebrow there. Pow! It's like it was meant to be. Then this comes out, tiny bit out, and then back in. This is actually, I don't know if you guys play Hearthstone at all, but this is looking like something from Hearthstone. Just more animated, more Wallace and Gromit style, I'd say. But that's the fun, mix up your styles. Just because you are known for a certain style does not mean you have to be boxed in. Explore, experiment, and then you start finding out new ways to implement your new things you learned to your own style. Okay, so we want to do them with like a Elfie hat, a Christmas elf hat. So for this, I'm going to do it so it droops down a tiny bit onto the face, and it's coming up, okay? And now for this angle, can you see like everything is in perspective like that line, okay? Take that line, the hat's following, that's shaping the head. That's why we do this, it's shaping the head. And then that makes it easier to line up the second shape. Remember, things are getting bigger towards this point. So here we go. Can you see what's happening? I hope you can understand what's going on. I feel like if you're doing it, you understand what I mean than just watching. So then we just connect it to the back of the ear here. Could be a straight line, but for this I like to add a little curve. Perfect. Feeling Christmassy already, guys. For the front, let's add a few bits of hair coming down, because right now it's looking a little bit bold and a little bit chilly, I'm not gonna lie. So for this, we'll just add a few round, cute shapes like this. Maybe some hair going underneath. Something Elfie, like, yeah, just loose lines. Very animated style. And then the same coming up here, some hairs poking out. On this side, you see small ticks. And then I really want to concentrate on putting hair more on the front here, okay? So, like this, I suppose. Does that look good? That looks cute, I suppose. Looks cute, looks good. You obviously do your own hair. You don't have to follow this exactly. This is what I always tell. I'm just here to guide you. You do you. If you feel you want to add some different elements here, some more hair somewhere, give them a big bushy beard, you do that. I'm just here to give you the foundational foundational prints, and it's up to you to take it and really make it your own. Have confidence in your own abilities is what I'm going to say. Trust in yourself. That's the only thing you can do in this life, is trust in your inner voice, follow your right direction with your art, and it will come together perfectly at the end. And if it doesn't, it still does, because you've got lessons to learn from. So keep going, keep going, and keep pushing. Here, I'm just going to add some triangles, okay? This is more of a costume design for me. This is not something you have to do. This is what my voice is telling me. Okay, let's add some triangles here. Some little tips at the end that are bent. You see how the triangle comes and it's like bent shapes? That's another cool thing you can apply to a lot of your design. Look, don't ever do like straight triangles like this, okay? Because you're gonna end up looking a bit stale, a bit stiff, like a board. Just add a few folds in there. It's fabric. It's not meant to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, let the pencil do the work. See? Pow! Now there's like something just cracked, just exploded in his head, which could be another cool story element. For the hat, I'm gonna do it so it's coming back, just because we ran out of room here on the top of the page. So I'm just gonna draw loose lines. Like I said, it's fabric, so don't be too stiff, guys. Remember to relax. If you struggle with relaxing, literally in your mind, tell yourself, you've already done the good drawing. Now it's time to be loose and relaxed. We're not trying to make a masterpiece today. We're just having fun. So, good or bad, it doesn't exist here. We're just here creating. For the back of the bell, I'm gonna have it so it just drops straight down, like this. It's very aggressive on the perspective. And then I'm going to connect it here so it's got folds, and it just shows more that that's coming in the background with the folds. I'm not really using the shape to describe that, I'm just literally using these lines here. And I think at the end here, I just put a bell. Ting, ting, ting. Okay, and the bell will just be a circle with this in. That's how simple some elements are. Once you've got the face down and things looking good, some of the surrounding elements, don't be so aggressive with. You can relax a little bit. So this ear needs a few more folds in, so I'm just following the shape in. If you are struggling with ears, just go on Google, type in ears, and then you can just literally take an ear, just the real shape. For now, I'm just showing you the basic forms. Because from the basic is where you can start, and from the basic set, you can then level up everything else. And if you've been following right, you'll end up with an anxious elf like this. And why is he anxious? This is where the storytelling bits come in. Like I said, it's Christmas, he's probably rushed. So let's tell a story now with the elf. For telling stories, you really can connect with viewers a lot more than just having something that looks good. It's just like, okay, it's good, but people like to connect to things that tell a story. Humans are like, we love stories. I mean, we just love the whole, the whole story aspect. So we want to portray that into our art, or at least add it in some element. So for now, let's just do him holding a present. Okay, so starting off with the hands next. The reason we're starting off with the hands is because later with the hands we can portray what's going on and then connect it all together like it's a Lego set basically. And I'll show you exactly what I mean in a second. Okay, so I'm just drawing the fingers here, and I want the present to be the present here. Okay, present is just a cube. Okay. If you want a full tutorial on hands, there is one on my channel. Just go on the video section, search hands, and it will come up. And then should I put the finger here? I've got an option now, or should I put? I'll tell you. Put the finger there, and then I'm just gonna have this finger coming across like this, and then the thumb back here. The thumb is going very far back, so I'm gonna move the box in closer. Okay, guys. Before, I'll give you a little tip as well. Another extra lesson is. When I design these tutorials, I have a very rough mind. Like today I'm doing an elf. The storytelling elements, they come as I go. A lot of people won't even bother to draw because they say to themselves, I don't have a good idea. I haven't thought of anything cool to draw yet. And then they don't do anything, they go on Xbox. They're on Xbox for 7 hours. Tomorrow comes, they haven't got a good idea. It's not gonna work like that. You need to start off with a design. And once the wheels are in motion, ideas come to you. You might end up drawing this box here, this present, okay? Then the next drawing you might go is, I wanna draw 4 presents that are sort of their own character. So like a present with a cool face with own arms. And then from there, you might go, okay, I want a kid unwrapping one of those angry presents. And then that's how the mind works. But you have to get the gears in motion first. Okay, here we're going to draw the bow. So there's these 2 bread-like shapes and then the bow in the middle. I'm not looking for detail, as you can see right now. I'm just looking for placement. Pow, through the middle. Like I said about that box design, now we can add like a super aggressive face onto the box. He's got a finger in his eye there, so some Bruce Lee kind of shenanigans. Taking out his eye. And then the mouth here, okay? The mouth here, you could draw a tongue, like a cool thing, like just draw a tongue coming out the mouth, okay? Did I premeditate, did I think of that? Was that something? No, it's as I'm going, it's coming alive. It's coming alive as I go. Continual creation as you're moving, opposed to trying to be perfect from the beginning. And as we go, we're going to draw the other hand. Here I want the hand coming more up, so you can see more with these square shapes. And like I said, there is a tutorial on hands. Just you're free to it. It's completely free on the channel. It's a really good tutorial. Would the thumb be this side? The thumb will be here, right? The thumb's coming over. Wait, I just need to make sure that makes sense. Yeah. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. The thumb wouldn't be that side. Sorry guys, that's my mistake. The hands will come through. And then, yeah, the hands will come in like this. And now we can start looking for places to connect it to the body. Okay. Now for the arms, we can have the hand needs to be connecting here. Okay, so let's just do the body line first. The body line is just showing you where the body's going to go. I'm looking for somewhere like here, coming into the image. So for here, the shoulders will be around here, not being too perfect, maybe behind the ball. And then we're just going to draw 2 lines like this, connecting, okay? There's a little bit of perspective at play here. So we're going to start with the first line, which is this section of the arm. And then the second where there's more muscle. So we just get like this triangle shape here. Because he's going to have like an Alfie uniform on, I want to add some of the same shape here. Those triangles, keep it congruent, and just loosen around here. Once again, super loose. Look how loose that is. It looks messy to a point. If it looks messy, that's not always a bad thing, because the messier it is at the beginning, normally the more fluid and more detailed it can be at the end. So keep it loose, keep it flowing. Just look for putting the shapes that you feel would make right. As this connects up, it's connecting connecting to the shoulder, and then we're just gonna put some folds in because it is clothes after all. And obviously we're gonna add a little neck collar around the neck, like so. For this, you're just gonna see a bit of the forearm. So look, I'm just gonna put that in, and then it's gonna come back to the body, just like that. Real simple, really classy, and just fun to play around with. Here you're gonna see a bit of the belt, like this, and then we can just put a line back here. Boom. I'm not going too OTT on that. And for this, I'm just gonna add some small wing-like shapes. It's kind of cool now because now he looks worried about the present. And to me, that conjures up other ideas. And then we might put like a little speech bubble now because he's not looking too brave. And then you could put something like, just like an emoji here, like a skull. We put a skull emoji. You can put your graffiti name or your actual name, or a help, or whatever you feel like you want to do. I'm just here like guiding, but you need to start figuring out what you like and what you want to put in your imagery. The cool thing is with this, I'll tell you a little tip, is you see this body line we put in place? I'm using this shape here to actually accentuate that as well. That's leading the eye, coming across, following the body across, and then we end up here, where I can then use the tongue to push the shape off, like so. And that's it guys, that's Elf number 1. Once you're happy with it, grab yourself your darker pencil. You want to go over the whole thing, darkening up all the areas that you want to keep. Any lines you don't want, leave out. It's entirely up to you. You're now directing your image. What I'm going to do is going to go through this, move on to Elf number 2. Hopefully you can do the same, and then we'll talk on further and see what we can create next. And once you've darkened up all the lines, you're going to end up with something that looks similar to this. If you made it this far, congratulations. Putting in the work daily to get better as an artist is no easy task, and you lot, I promise, are smashing it. So give yourselves a round of applause. Sotep has you, bro. Sotep has you. I ain't going to mess about with this. We're moving on to the second elf. If you got the stamina and you can make it to the second elf, damn, you ended up to be Picasso level at the end of the year. So let's get it going. Elf number 2. You know how we started with this lovely round shape and it made everything look fun and lovely and enjoyable? Well, let's change the base shape and let's see what impact that has on your lovely naughty elf. So here, we're gonna do a rectangle. Woohoo! Lovely little TV shape. And then we're gonna have him looking this way. Then we've got 2 characters different ways. And once again, with the X, you should start to feel there's a pattern happening here, Sotep. You are doing the same sort of thing again and again, and that's all it is. The basic foundations are repeat patterns, and then you start to build upon it. Here we're gonna also do rectangular shapes like this. Little rectangle shapes for the eyes. We're not doing round eyes, we want a different elf. We don't want to keep drawing the same elf again and again. We're not exactly like, a production line. We want to mix it up a little bit. We want to show variation and that we can do different styles. Once we've got the 2 lines in, I'm going to add this little line here. I'm going to keep that. It was a mistake, but we'll keep it. That's what you're going to learn, is sometimes you want to keep your little mistakes. And here we're going to draw circles, okay? Within the rectangles. Bam. And again. Bam. You see? For this one, remember it's further back from the audience, so it's gonna touch this line here and come out like so. Once we're doing that, we're gonna do this one with eyelashes. Bit different to this one. I wanna try and mix it up so you've got different styles. And this, we're gonna have him looking low. This elf, maybe he's a bit sad, maybe Santa put him on making the bad toys. He wanted to make those little wooden horses, but for some reason, Santa was like, you know what, bro? You can go work on the Tinky Tonks, bro. You work on the Tinky Tonks. You're making those toys that, kids don't really wanna play with, no one appreciates. So he's a bit peeved, man. He's a bit not happy with it. Second up, draw the smaller circle in. Ooh, he's looking a bit mad now. Maybe he's getting his anger out on Santa. He's got a story to tell. After we've done this, we need the eyelids. So there's in 2 parts, the eyes and the lid which protects the eye. Here we're just gonna draw a little line up, and then I'm gonna accentuate it with the brow coming down. Ooh, he's looking mad now, boy. He's getting real angry. He's getting angrier as we go. He's an angry elf. Next, we're doing the same with this. We're just daggering it up. And now you got that sort of expression now. As you can see, it's starting to tell more of a story, and we're gonna work with it as we go. Here I'm adding a few dots, a few indentations for the nose, like this. Where we had the nose like a button, where it's quite cute for him, we're not going to do it here. I want to mix it up. We're going to draw a different shape. We're going to draw a triangle like this. This elf, he's a bit aged. He's a bit more older. He's got a bit of a bigger nose, okay? And we'll do like a little dot on his nose like a witch. And then the same principle. We're going to keep that for the front of the nose. We're going to draw the nostril here. And here I want to add a few more lines, okay? Oh, he's real angry, bro. He's getting angrier as we go. And the nostril is going to sit just here, this point, remember? So, if I show you, if we draw C here, actually I'm going to draw all the way across, and shade down. Remember, shade, flick, 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 all the way down. The nostril is going right here. Oh, he's got a big nostril, he's flared his nostrils. He ain't looking happy, bro. He's not looking happy. We end up with this kind of look in place. I want to add the same marks again though, to show that they're from the same sort of realm or the same sort of world. Like this. Those little dots again. Okay, I'm just going to follow this line we got here, just to put that side of the face in place. And then it comes out like that. When it comes from underneath here, you can shade lightly, because it's in shadow and it comes out. And you end up with that. Okay, and we have something that looks quite like this. Here he looks mad, so we're going to give him like a frown. That's just going to be underneath the nose. I'm just going to do it so the bottom lip is poking up with this rectangle. And then a few lines around like so. He's not looking impressed at all. Happy elf, angry elf, basically, is what we have here. Now you can see with the face shape is coming long ways here. So I'm just going to draw a line like so, just roughly. And I'm looking to point the chin out, okay? With this small square and bringing it back. Because his face is like this, there will be on this side too. It's going to come out like so. For faces that are a lot more slender and like thinner, you are going to see a lot more cheekbone usually. So for that, we're just going to draw a line coming down. Oh, he's looking like an aggressive elf, to be honest. Like this. He's a naughty, naughty elf. And once you've done the steps, you end up with the base like so. Here I feel like I'm going to actually make this a bit smaller. Got a big jawline coming in, boom, and then boom. Just like so. He's got a bit of a moon head, but that's okay. Not all elves are the same. And I'm just going to make some accentuation lines for the mouth. And maybe bring that down a bit more, you see? And then we start building it up and it's starting to look a certain way. The ears, I want to keep the same. I'll have to put it behind a little bit. Exactly the same shapes as here. Like butterfly wings, one there. And one on this side over here, guys. If you are enjoying this and you want to send me your versions of the elf, go over to my Instagram at Sotep, send me the picture. A few of you like to do that, and yeah, if there's any questions, just head over there and give me a little message. For the eyebrows, I want something big, so we're going to end up with these two big blocks, okay? Coming inwards. It's coming inwards to the face. Back here too. Just like that. And then there's a few more wrinkles, a lot more wrinkles than this one on the forehead. Oh, this is looking like an evil elf. This is not looking like a friendly elf, I must say. And the hair, I'm going to pick the hair in first, but if you are struggling, there's no replacement. Remember how we had that line coming in? This line is coming that way. It starts to make a bit more sense. So that line comes there, and the hair is going to come underneath. So for this, I want the hair coming like horns, because he's playing with that imagery of horns and sharp shapes. And then the hat is going to come across and behind the ear once again. Different style of elf completely, but see how you change your base shapes and you go with a different thing, you can end up with completely different designs and you're not stuck in the realm of just being able to do one thing. And with this, I want the hat tipping over the front, so I'm going to draw a small triangle here with the bell, and then we just build up underneath because it's folds, and then from there we can decide, okay, back of the head, it's going to come up like so. All the shapes are quite sharp because the sharper the shape, the more aggression it will tell compared to rounder and softer shapes. If you even follow along, you'll end up with something looking roughly like this. I've just put the details in the ear, almost mirroring the same as this. Add a few little small dots if you wanted to. Maybe give him an earring because he's a bit edgy as well. Maybe he's just a black sheep of the factory. He's just, you know, deserves to have tattoos, he likes his piercings, he likes his slipknot. He's a bit out there, but Santa loves him nevertheless. Add more hair here. And there we have it, guys. It's coming together. It's coming together. I'm leaving a few lines there just so later on I can add the shading in and then pull it all in. Okay, so that's the head done. Now we can start moving on to the body. Like I said, there's a bit of anger in this guy. I can tell, I can sense it. I hope it's not subconsciously through me in some way, but you know, he ain't best pleased about what's going on in the factory today. For the body, I want this body being curved. I want it being like this. Like he's really in someone's face. Do you know what I mean? He's in someone's face, he's about to cause some trouble. For the collar, we're just gonna do this little triangle, bum bum and back, and we'll just copy that here. We bring it back, okay? That's number one, what we're gonna do. And what that's doing is setting the stage for where we're moving to next. And that is the top half of the body, like so. It's just a square, that's the top half. Then there'll be a fold where the belly is, so his belly button would be around here. And then there's a fold, so he's got like this kind of body, okay? If he was shirtless right now, he would, you know, we're gonna put his clothes on him because I have a feeling his body's gonna look a bit mangled up. But where the belly button is, we put the belt in place. Maybe you could add something funny like, I'm just gonna write Alf, but obviously that's not that funny. It's just literally is writing what he is, Alf. It's like human having human, like it's a bit weak. But you obviously be creative, have a bigger belt buckle, put their name inside. And then we're gonna put the belt on, he's got his belt on to hold his trousers up. And the belt will be pulling clothes together. So we want a few folds here, just little tick lines. Look how loose I am with the pencil. You wanna be exactly the same. Remain loose and be putting it in without worrying about specifics right now. And if you've been going good, I actually feel like there should be a chain here too. Yeah, see? I'm gonna put a chain in. And then maybe, I don't know, put like a candy cane. Yeah, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. And that's how a story is built. As I keep saying, as you go, we build a story. Here's a candy cane. And look at that, maybe this present is licking the candy cane. Now you've got the whole thing telling a story. Absolute craziness. The hands here, I kind of want to do, I don't know, there has to be a hand here just to fill that space. So if you are, I draw some lazy hands, so it's just a shape, and then we could just draw like one finger. There's a cool video on YouTube, some guy said, when in doubty, like 2 fingers outy? Basically meaning you can put 2 fingers in, like this, and then the last 2 fingers you can just club together. Lazy art, but it's effective. Like so, guys. Bam, 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 bam. That's one, he's all decrepit. Here I'm going to do actually holding the stick. Coming across. And then the same here. And I'll just make the stick a candy cane as well. He can be like the boss of the factory. He goes around beating all the others with candy canes and telling them to work faster for the minimum wage. That kind of atmosphere at this factory, I'm afraid. But yeah, you can have that coming across the image, and then we could have it coming out this side. Look, this is why we wanted to do the dark pencil lines at the end, because you end up making a bit of a mess. We have to rub lines out. But then look, see, it's telling a whole story. The whole image is looking cool. It's all coming together as we move forward with it. Obviously, his little elf finger is like zipped open with sharp shapes, but this is rounder. This one I want more sharp because he's quite an evil-looking elf. I don't want to draw him too happy. And here I'm just going to have his hand going over the candy cane. Once again. Like so, guys. Full tutorial on hands over on my channel. Check it out if you struggle with hands. It'll be a great benefit to you, for sure. And here I'm just going to draw like whimsical legs, like he's a Aladdin elf. Some smoke around here. And shade that in quickly. Okay. Shoulders, I want to be a bit broader, so I'm going to bring it out a little bit. Some folds in the clothing. And it's coming down. And then it's coming up. And then you end up with this, guys. Very aggressive elf. It came out a lot more angry than I thought he would. But, guys, sometimes it just happens the way it's meant to happen. Now all I'm going to do actually I'm going to give him like a cocktail stick quickly. Yeah, like a little, not a cigarette, it's like something in his mouth. Looking very militant. Once you're happy with all the line work, you know what to do by now. We grab our darker pencil and we're going to select all the areas we want to keep. Anything that you think is light or you don't want, just rub it out. Bin it. bin it away. It doesn't have to stay. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna go through it all. We'll talk about the final designs. Hopefully you understood a few things. You learned a lot. And then yeah, guys, just gonna time lapse it now, and then we'll jump to the end. It, ladies and gentlemen, how you at home can draw yourself some cheeky, naughty elves, two complete different styles. I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and as always, a massive thank you to the Patreons. You guys are making this daily content possible at the moment, so without you guys on the team, it wouldn't be possible. So thank you for being the backbone to this channel. For everyone who's been following along, I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun giving this to you for the journey. It's been a lot of fun, but until next time, you stay well, you keep creating, have a good Christmas, peace.